Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Well, you just saw that ad with the American Parkinson's Disease Association, and you also saw our next guest in that ad, Larry Strauss. I think many of you probably know Larry. He has certainly been on Channel 6 many times over the years. He's worked with clubs, for instance, the Parkinson's Can-Do Club, and of course, your close association with the American Parkinson's Disease Association. Welcome, sir. Good to see you.
It's good to see anybody.
Yeah. Well, you've certainly been a good friend to us for, I want to say, at least probably 10 years going on. It's been quite a long time. And you had the honor of being in that spot that we just saw that's been shown throughout the country. And because of that, it won a Telly Award, which is a special award for this type of advertisement, right?
Indeed, and it's been a joy working with you guys because it's impossible to reach the number of people we need to reach without having people like you
well, we appreciate
participate in with us. And Ken and Paul Ortiz and Steve Selward and Jonathan Noel and Mark White, Michelle, and of course Stephanie. I don't give these accolades out lightly. It's because without you guys, we wouldn't be. And that's very important. Your participation is much appreciated.
Well, we certainly appreciate all the work you've done. And you know what look back over the last few years, all the things that you've done, not only with the American Parkinson's Disease Association, the Can-Do Club, you even got involved a couple years ago with the dancing. And I remember that we had a gentleman up that showed how people, even in wheelchairs or with certain disabilities, can get out there and still have fun. It was all part of the Can-Do Club that you started.
Yeah, well, it was participation by a lot of people.
Yeah.
And including the clubs that have Friday night dances and Sunday night dances and all of that, because people are afraid to get up there and shake their booty.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to have fear.
You know, I'm going to reach over here because I know you have some photos that I'm gonna hold up. You got some in the binder there, but maybe people don't. May I take this out? It makes it a little bit easier to show that you were quite the dancer. And,
well, I danced with the Della Stair on Broadway.
Yeah.
I danced with Don O'Connor in Out to Sea.
Yeah, you were in that movie.
Yeah, and quite a bit of work like that. That's been my joy, my secret joy for many years.
How did you get into that? How did you get into dancing all those years ago?
Well, actually, my mother was a professional dancer.
Really?
Yeah, rest her soul. And my father couldn't dance with a step. So he fell out, and she said, "Who am I going to dance with?" You.
So she taught you, she got you inspired.
Exactly, that's a true story.
That's amazing.
That's not the way I got into the professional ranks, but that's how I learned how to dance in the first place.
Yeah.
And I've been in 50 or so movies and shows, and I really enjoy that part of the life we live here in the village.
And you've been a part of, if people remember a while back, we showed a film called White Knuckles. And it sort of dealt with this in that how, if I recall in the movie, the woman who played your wife just kind of wanted to kind of slow down and maybe not include you, the character being the husband, and yet your reaction was, well, I don't want to just sit here and waste away. I still want to be a part of things. And that's your philosophy,
There's a
right?
life here, believe it
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
And people have every right to expect the dignity that we try to bring. In fact, I wrote a poem.
Yeah,
May I
please. You
say
certainly
it's
may.
a little bit about dignity. When I was asked what it's like to have Parkinson's disease, it made me wonder. I wondered, how do others see us? Since Parkinson's is a neurological disease that affects the brain, then does that mean that we can't think? Are movements impossible for us? Are we invisible? You can talk to us, I'm here. Are we then to be excluded from life and from love? And how do we feel about ourselves? How do we handle the hurt that the Parkinson's disease brings to us and those who care for us? So this is how I replied. We want to be able to open a bottle, write a letter, wear that shirt we like so much even though it had buttons. I'm wearing mine open. And walk without falling, to make change at the supermarket without holding up the line. To take the right medicine at the right time, to remember that word we knew just a moment ago, to keep food in our spoon all the way to our mouth, to play with our grandchildren, to find emotional peace. We want our dignity back, and not to fear the future. We live with hope, but we live in reality. There's still much I can do. I can dance with my heart, my body will follow, my spirits will soar. As our voyage through life approaches the end, we may ask ourselves, did we make our lives count? Did it have meaning? You're here now. You count.
Yeah, I think what you wrote there really says it out. And knowing you as many years as I have, it certainly fits you, because although in many ways this has slowed you down, it has not slowed your spirit
That's
down.
right. I won't let that happen.
This guy comes around all the time, and you got to be careful what he might say next, because he's always in a good spirit. He's always laughing, and has very nice things to say about us and other people as well. And the fact that you are still involved with all these different things is remarkable.
If you look at that map.
Yeah, this map shows all the different airings where the PSA campaign with the American Parkinsons has been around throughout the country. And it's absolutely, I don't know if I need to take that out of the plastic or not, but it's absolutely amazing that this ad has been shown throughout the country. People have seen you in it, obviously, and the other folks that are in it as well. And when you look at that ad, one thing that you probably notice is there are people of all ages. Of course, people know of Michael J. Fox that affected him at a fairly young age. I don't know how old he is now. I think he's about 50. But it's amazing the work that you've done and all the folks that have done.
This is not a commercial for me, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's for the people that have done the legwork.
Yeah.
The people that have made this happen. And it takes more than one person to do that. And I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to thank you.
Well, we appreciate it. And of course, the Telly Award.
That's what brings us here today.
Yeah.
The Telly Award is, I forget what the total number is, but that's a picture of the award. And it's about the size of a
Yeah, do you have this award?
Unfortunately, I haven't got it yet. It was supposed to have come.
When you get it, bring it by, because I'd love to see it.
Thank you. And it's heavy.
Is it really?
Yeah, well, that's what they all say.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's heavier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
But this is very important, because without having the access to the different television and newspapers and media,
right?
Without having that ability to reach a number of people, this wouldn't be happening. And it happens, and it's worth it for everybody, not just people with Parkinson's.
Yeah, and someone else you've worked with is Autumn McAlpin, who we actually showed one of her
Shadow.
productions here. The Shadow, yeah, which was
The
about a
Shadow.
surfer, about a surfer who was disabled, as was the dog named Shadow. It was very interesting. In fact, maybe we'll show it again. We still have it, and you've worked with her and things as
Yes,
well.
and
And she's
Shadow.
a local producer here.
One of the great things about if you give somebody an opportunity,
Yeah,
they'll possibly take it.
yeah,
But if you never give them the opportunity, they're never going to take it. And it's my job to put people together and just make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to do something for their special people.
Well, we appreciate it, and that's, I think, a good note to end on. I want to thank you
Thank
for your support here of Channel 6 and all of us. And, as I said, Larry has been a friend of ours here, a friend to a lot of different people. You can see this man is not letting Parkinson's slow him down. He still keeps going. Just be careful, because sometimes he gets up good speed in his chair, sometimes walking. So
Sometimes
run you
terrible.
over. All right. Good to see you, my friend.
And you too.
You take care.
Thank you very much.
All right. And we'll be right back.
That was